Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Denizen Sucks podcast. Episode 8, and we are so grateful to be joined with our original bass player, none other than Big Dog Nate Silver. What's up, Big Dog?
What's up, Pete? Cousin Dave, good to be here.
So good
Thank you
seeing you,
so
man.
much for joining us, man. It's awesome to see you. And yeah, it's been a hot minute.
It's coming full circle. Yeah, for sure.
It's coming full circle. For folks that are listening in, Big Dog and I went to college together, and he was the original bassist in this band. I don't know if you can remember, Big Dog, how kind of things began, but what are your earliest memories of Denizen?
I definitely had to jog the old noodle, but I was freshly back from college. This was like in 2011, I guess.
Yep.
I didn't even have my own place yet. I was working, and you were just like, "Hey, do you want to play in a band?" And I was like, "It doesn't really make much sense. Like, you're in New York City. I was up in Connecticut at that point."
That's right. Yeah, you
I
weren't
didn't
even in New
realize
York.
that.
Yeah. And I would just train down, take the old Metro North with like my bass and kind of go into work. And we had like some studio in the Lower East Side, I think.
Yeah, Rivington.
Okay. Yeah. And I'd show up and we'd play some songs and yeah, I don't know, we probably did it like 4, 5 times, something like that. Every like week or so I would come down. And then I moved to Tokyo, and then that ended the dream for
So yes,
me.
I think he's
Uh,
saying 4 or 5 times total. So yeah, it was brief but real. It was real.
I mean, for me, like, having me on will kind of set, the trajectory for Denizen as a band because, with me starting, like, uh, I can't really call myself up here like a musician, like some of the other guys that you've had in the band will have on the podcast
Ah,
and stuff.
please tell
I
me about
played
it.
I played bass, but like those sessions were like that was like you guys are the band that I've been in. I can't really claim to have been in any other bands. I've never played like a live show before, so who knows what would have happened had I stuck around. It kind of, there would have been some sparks potentially on stage, some flame outs maybe, but we didn't get to get into that. But I at least got the experience of like playing with you guys in those sessions.
Yeah,
I remember
totally.
we would play like Hey Ya by Outkast.
Yep.
We were doing some Van
I
Morrison,
think we were all covers at that point, were we?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
were
were
all covers. Yeah, we
all
did
covers.
Wild Night by Van Morrison. That's right.
like Brown Sugar, I remember. Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah, that's
cool.
because that was back. Like we like the band. I can't. It was like 1972 when we formed the band, right? That's why we were playing
Yep.
all those songs. I think. I think it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
1972, 73.
Hey,
That's
I
right.
felt like Hey Ya was pretty fresh.
Oh yeah, we were on the cutting edge on Hey Yeah, yeah.
I enjoy it. Like I still remember it's got that nice like 2/4 bar added like at the
Yeah.
hey. So yeah.
Were we doing the Wild Night Hey mashup? Is that what you were just saying?
Oh, I can't even
I
remember
think
where
I think
again.
that was a mashup at one
It
Okay.
point.
might have
Good
been
mashup.
after Big Dog. We mashed them together.
I love a mashup. I missed
Yeah.
out on that. And I like at this time it was uh you two, Ben on drums, if I remember.
And
Guest
Gabe.
number one right there on the Denizen Sucks podcast. I'll have you know.
Good. So yeah, we're creating a through
Starting
line
from the
here.
beginning.
And then we would have James on the Casio, but I can't remember did we have like Alex playing guitar in those sessions? I don't know if there's anybody else playing
No,
guitar. Yeah.
Alex,
Dave was
guest
playing
number
guitar.
two.
Okay. So yeah, it was us five.
Yep,
And it was fun. It was a good time.
that was it.
Uh,
So
I
Big
got
Dog. So
yeah.
so yeah, man. I mean, that was God. That was 2011, and then I had totally forgotten. So you moved to Japan after that?
I mean, part of my send off, we were playing Soul to Squeeze, and I played that on bass, and you guys were just letting me humor myself, and I'd sing and play at the same time. And
Love that jam.
yeah, and it's like for the line where it's like, oh, I'm
Such a
off to
good bass line in
somewhere,
that.
I'm off to somewhere in Mexico or something.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
I, I was just like, oh, I might end up somewhere in Tokyo.
Ah. Yeah.
and so I moved to Tokyo, and
Right.
Wow. I had
yeah.
totally forgotten that. My now fiance and I just got back from Tokyo, maybe well, we went in September. First time.
Where did you went to Tokyo or
Yeah, we did Tokyo for a few days, then we did Osaka and Kyoto, and then we did an onsen for a few days, but it was spectacular.
hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's great. I love living there and I've been back there several times since then. Some of the guys doing rugby, Pete, for whatever reason, he got lost in college and lived in the rugby house.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, we went out to the World Cup over there back in 2019. Yeah, it's great. It's a great music scene there too, actually. When I was living there, like we would just go to parks and there'd always be live shows, shit like that.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Like what kind of I don't associate like I probably this is probably very like stereotyping of me, but I don't associate Japan with like much of a live music scene. Like I figure they are into like I feel like they're portrayed in movies a lot as like into electronic music kind of stuff, and but there's a vibrant live music thing. What
Yeah,
style of like live music?
I like that people would play like rock and stuff.
Yeah,
I had this coworker that like was crazy on bass. Like I told him I played bass and he's like, "Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Guys are just like very proficient and like
yeah,
just tend to get really good at things." And
yeah.
so yeah, like there's a lot of appreciation for like
That's awesome.
American rock and roll. There's this movie I was watching recently, a Japanese movie called Perfect Day or Perfect Days or something. It's about
Yeah.
this janitor out there, and he's just obsessed with American like 70s rock music. So there's definitely an appreciation, and it exists like in the live culture. Yeah, the live music culture.
Awesome. Kill Bill Volume 1. Pretty cool. The end scene there.
Mm,
Cool rock band in there. It's like
Oh
a
yeah,
okay.
the crazy 88s.
the Crazy 88, they have their like live music thing and it's like a rockin' Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you got to put it in stupid American cultural references for my pea brain to comprehend, but that's so cool. How's your Japanese?
Not so great anymore.
Oh
No,
yeah.
it never really was that great. Yeah, I got by without it. I dated like a girl for like a little bit, and it was interesting. There's just no, it was just kind of like
No dialogue.
body language. Yeah, yeah,
Lost
yeah.
in Translation.
That's right.
Good movie too.
It is a good movie. So Big Dog, so now but you're back in the States now and you're living in New Hampshire?
I'm in the woods of New Hampshire. Yeah, just hiding out, just biding my time
Yeah.
until the next act. Yeah.
That's
Uh,
awesome, man. And what are you playing any music right now? I mean, we see the bass and the keyboard behind you, but are you playing any?
it's kind of a bummer. Like the past like 6 months or so, I've not been playing as much as I typically do. But like, yeah, this is kind of my little workshop, and I've been picking up the keys more, playing bass, and typically like what I do musically has been if there's just like a song that kind of fits my style, there's something curious about it, like, and I want to like figure out what it is that's drawing me to it. I kind of break it down. I have like an RC looper, and I'll just like lay down like the bass track, figure out just kind of beatbox with like a mic, the rhythm, do some keys on top of it, and try to like kind of be like a little one-man band for myself up here. And depending on how much I do it, I'll have like kind of like an arsenal of tracks that I can kind of go in and out of and stuff. I've considered like getting to the point of like, okay, I've got these down enough that like maybe I could actually try to do it live, but
Yeah.
like I've never even gotten into like doing some of like the kind of like the hand holding that like the looper does of like kind of fixing rhythm for you. I just do it manually, so
Right.
it's tough. It's fun. It's like trying to get like a complex rhythm perfectly, and
Yeah.
it's repeating. So if you mess it up, it's going to sound bad. So like doing it live and like getting it in like the one take definitely takes practice. I've gotten there before, for certain songs and stuff because I tend to get interested in like something that's like kind of like complicated and like messing with me, like what's going on, and yeah, then I bring it over here. But
Nice.
that's kind of gone in conjunction with some kind of a creative outlet that goes with maybe some smoking. I haven't been doing that as much recently, and so
Yeah.
unfortunately, I need to bring the music towards my kind of sober state. I tend to just kind of like play some keyboard songs and stuff just to relax, but
Nice.
uh, the bass. The
Yeah.
bass has taken the wayside. I've fallen from my heady heights.
Oh yeah.
Even after I left, there's actually that period where you guys like had one of like the previous bassists like leave, and you were like, "Hey, do you want to like start playing again?"
Right.
And I was living up here. I was like starting to like chart out some of your songs and stuff.
Right.
I was playing a lot back then, but I was trying to learn this. That Deantown riff by Wolfpack, and it goes real hard, and I like
Yeah.
mess my pinky up. Like I just started getting to the point where like my hands are, I was pushing it to the limits of what like a self-taught bassist can get away
Well, I
with.
mean, Wolfpack is like the goddamn deepest end of the deep end.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, like
Those guys
that's
are
like me
incredible.
saying I can't do Django Reinhardt, so therefore I can't play guitar or something. I don't know.
it's the sun draws me towards it.
Right.
I can't just like stay grounded and just like kind of lay down some simple stuff.
Right.
I get bored and then fall off rhythm. So
There
yeah,
was
I was
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's awesome that you're still. I mean, look, man, it's awesome that you're still playing in some capacity, just to keep it going. There's been I feel like so many people that have contacted me, being like, how did you continue to play saxophone for 27 years or whatever? And it's just like I'm not really sure how, but it's
It's
probably a
like I don't play in the first place. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
right.
Hey, I'm sorry. Continue what you were saying, Pete.
That's
He's
right.
got those
Well,
chops.
it's an attempt at music, I suppose, but it's great to hear that you're still at least playing in any capacity, right? Don't give it up.
Yeah. Keep it
No,
alive.
no.
Yeah.
And I like not to do the whole like, oh, I'm kind of like a nerd thing, but like some of what I'm interested in now is uh like I did like neuroscience, and I'm interested in just like stuff around like perception and like the intersection between like music theory and like weird like just how we perceive things. Like
Oh wow.
there's like I love like nowadays like the thing that really like what gets me over here is like ambiguities with music, like where like if you can take like a riff, like obviously there's like modulation, like where you're just like you play a bass line and then do some chords on top of it, change what the feeling of the bass line is. Bass line
Yeah.
hasn't changed, but how you perceive it has changed. But you can get other stuff going with like changing where you're perceiving like a downbeat in a song. So like the rhythm is staying the same, but like you're adding just enough layers on top, and all of a sudden you're hearing the
Oh
rhythm
yeah, yeah.
itself. Like and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that gets me
That's so
going.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was like a little moment there in our like just before the pandemic, when we kind of took a long hiatus. We were getting to a pretty cool meld, I felt, as a band, and we were doing some of that stuff where like you'd have some kind of steady like in I'm thinking, Pete, like when we covered Sympathy for the Devil, and
Yeah.
we have that repeating. I guess what it is ultimately is like we ended up having like the treble stuff take over the repeating stuff, and the bass line starts to move in very cool ways, and it's this
Mm.
awesome contrast. Maybe not exactly what you were describing, but it's a really cool like alternative use, like inversion essentially of the normal band roles, and it's really sonically I think very interesting.
Yeah. I just, yeah, I don't know. It's like whenever, rather than just like sit in the crowd and
Yeah.
like enjoy the tune, I'm there. I'm just like, what did I just hear? And like, how do I get specific with like whatever? Because there's, yeah, there's a whole arsenal that the musician and the
Right.
songwriter has for kind of making these interesting things happen. But yeah, I like to get to the heart of it.
I
I was
kind of
just
want to know like about your own bass playing and stuff. Like who are bass players you really look up to?
I'm like a
My
shitty.
also to put context, my nephew has just started up. He's like 9 years old, and he's just started up on one of these guys, the upright, you know.
Hmm.
bring them
And
in.
my sister-in-law was asking me like, who are some bass players that I should like, have ambiently in the background. And I gave her a list of mine, but I'm interested in like, so that kind of a question for you, like who are the people that are stand out for you?
Uh, unfortunately, not coming as much from like a musicianship standpoint.
Who
Like,
cares? Yeah, I mean, whatever.
yeah, I started playing bass just because I was obsessed with Fleet.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's yeah, like
Yeah.
the whole like not starting simple thing. I basically just like listened to Red Hot Chili Pepper songs and
Yeah.
tried to find like the one that I had a chance of learning. And
Hmm.
that's how I self-taught, is just like trying to learn how to play different Fleet licks until
I
I
kind
kind
of
of
feel
got
like
better and
I
better.
feel like the Chili Peppers a little bit for our generation was like the Beatles for like our parents' era. I know a lot of
That's a
people
hot take.
who
That's
were
a
like,
very hot take.
well, just in the way that like the stories like the Beatles played the Ed Sullivan Show, and then like everyone in America wanted to start a band.
Mm.
I think like I knew a lot. I'm just saying anecdotally for myself,
Yeah.
knew a lot of people in high school who were like, I'm playing guitar because I want to be Frusciante. I'm playing bass because I want to be like. There were a lot of bass players. I grew up actually, a few of them
Yeah.
have played in our band at various times. Like in my town, there were several bass. I feel like that's pretty unusual. And I got you got to credit anyway. Like Flea was number one for me too. So like,
Flea was
I
up
think
there.
yeah.
You know who I just started re-listening to, and we can kind of get into what you've been listening to, Big Dog. And I sent you some stuff. Is Bela Fleck, Dave, and
Holy
Victor
God, yeah,
Victor
yeah.
Wooten,
And Victor
Yeah,
Wooten,
yeah.
yeah, Victor Wooten is like
just incredible.
he's a sorcerer with a bass.
And you know, I was just reading another famous bassist who, unfortunately, I did not know. Anthony Jackson just passed away, who apparently created the six stringed bass, who was quite well known. Anyway, I just read his obit this week in the New York Times, but yeah, I mean, Flea, it goes without saying. Obviously, he's incredible. Seeing the Chili Peppers in 2008 at Virgin Fest. I don't know if you were there, Big Dog, in Baltimore.
No, I missed that one. Yeah, yeah.
Probably one of the most incredible shows. It was a music festival, and I remember it was Gnarls Barkley who opened for the Killers, who opened for the Chili Peppers, who opened for the Who, and it was that back to back in
I do
like
like that they put the Who last. I do like
yeah,
that. I do like that. Yeah,
it was
you
awesome.
got to
But
respect.
the Chili Peppers were just absolutely incredible.
I remember being jealous
Yeah.
about you being at that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes
Um,
back.
but so getting back to what you were talking about with like the modulations and stuff, are there any specific artists or
Well,
you
he
know
was only
songs?
on number one, Pete. He didn't even get to number two.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
actually,
okay.
here there's a connection because it's a short and shallow list. My interests,
Okay. No, that's
like
great.
because well, just with the Chili Peppers thing, I like the Beatles connection. I sort of see what you're saying there because like the Beatles are great musicians, but like what made them great is like their focus on songwriting and kind of just like
Right.
crafting albums. And
Right. Right.
the Chili Peppers are all, for Shanti and Flea and Chad, like they're great musicians. But yeah, it is the songs that they created that like
Right.
just get people excited about like then the instruments. It's
Yeah.
like uh
Yeah.
but yeah, Flea then went on and he would play with Tom York, and some of the stuff that he would do playing Tom York solo stuff, I
Well,
got
we saw
super
them.
into. Yep, yeah, yeah. And like
Mm. I
more
haven't
so
heard. I
than
don't know that I'm familiar with that.
the
They,
project was Atoms for Peace.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
they formed a super
Cool.
group, and Big Dog and I went
Wow.
up to see them at the Roseland Ballroom in New York when we were in college. Great show.
Unending thanks for you doing that because I don't think I knew like that was happening until you were like, like come up. You were good with that. It was just like the
Yeah.
30th anniversary of like Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. And
Yes.
I remember you brought me to Smashing Pumpkins show in Philly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been grateful to go to. I mean, I think all three of us have appreciated live music and going to live music shows when we were kids. I mean, my dad took me to a bunch, and then that just kind of flowed through my high school and college years. Like I was just so into seeing as many shows as possible. And I don't know, maybe I've just gotten older, but that's dissipated a little bit, such that now it's rare that I'm like, okay, I can't wait to go see a show. Radiohead announcing a new tour, like that obviously got me amped up. But
You're gonna fly
there
to
aren't many
Europe.
bands that I'm just like, God, I can't wait to go see
Really?
them.
I do not feel that way. Like I feel like I have children and that is a significant limitation on my ability to go see live music, but no, if I could, I would go much more than I do. Um
I'd go to
Yeah,
a
I don't. Well,
Denizen show.
yeah, maybe it's just I don't know. I guess there was that magic element and excitement of like going to see the bands that you truly do love, and I guess now for me, I've seen them all, and personally, my style is like I don't actively look for new music unless people that I like highly, admire and trust, like you guys or my buddies are like, yo, you got to check out this new artist. Then I'll listen, but I don't actively find new music.
I think the funniest thing about this podcast so far, if I can break a fourth wall, is that usually we do this like what are we listening to thing, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm listening to some
Yeah.
1920s jazz is what I'm doing, and yeah, we're like the worst people because like I think people want to. We watch the podcast so we get advice about new music, and there's none of it going on.
There's
Pete and
none of
I
it
are
going on.
rediscovering old classics. Okay,
Yeah.
audience, that's what we're good at.
Well, I just rewatched Blind Melon at Woodstock 94, and let me tell you, folks, it's awesome. Check it out.
Blind
But
Melon,
anyway, yeah,
legit. Yeah.
they're great. Blind Melon's fantastic. So Big Dog, yeah, let's get in. What are you listening to these days?
Well, to
Great
connect
segue.
the threads, like the main like thing that got me excited, because yeah, I was always into Flea. Then he connected with Tom York. He's doing the Adam for Peace stuff. Radiohead like has always been like it's really just Tom the way he writes songs
Yeah.
tends to like be kind of intentional with like trying to get some interesting pattern and like build a song around that concept.
Yeah,
And
he's kind
so
of like the frontal lobe of American rock and roll.
yeah,
He's just
that's
very
a good way of
awesome.
putting it.
And yeah.
And so their project, like that's been active like the past 5 years or whatever. It's called The Smile.
Yeah.
And it's like named after like a James uh, William Blake, the poet, a poem of his,
Nice.
and it's all about like ambiguity, and that's kind of like the first line is there's a smile of love, there's a smile of deceit, there's a smile of smile in which these two smiles meet. And like so every single song that they have they have like three albums and it
Dr.
plays
Rabbit. Hope
it plays
that's
with like
correct.
the ambiguity of that that you can get into with music. It's like what am I actually listening to?
Right.
So is
They
it? It's Tom York and who and Flea?
no it's Johnny also
Oh,
from the
Johnny
band.
Greenwood.
And they get actually Tom Skinner, I guess, is the drummer from Sons of Kismet. He's like a uh, Irish, like he's in like an Irish jazz bands. But yeah, he came over and did that because they're just doing some really technically difficult stuff to play. I think some of the other members, like in Radiohead, would just like that would just give me way too much of a headache.
Yeah.
But with like that technical like kind of challenge comes, yeah, like really interesting music.
Yeah.
And so I would get into that. It spent a lot of time, yeah, trying to figure out like what I was listening to. They use like a lot of delay pedals, which is kind of how they like mess with you, which
Sure.
is super fun. But yeah, that's kind of like my bread and butter that I always go back to is been like those guys we've mentioned, like for Shanti's solo stuff. Like I always am
Oh
going
yeah.
back and listening to.
Niandra Ladies.
Not as much. Yeah, his
That
heroin
stuff gets
era.
intense.
Yeah, it does.
No,
It's a little far out.
after
Yeah.
he's like started just like he like ascended out of like guitar. He was like, okay, I've done everything. And like towards the end, he was doing like backbeat like
Yeah, I
jungle
always like.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I like it.
I
So
want to speak
I was
directly
listening
to
to that.
Frusciante right now, and I want to say, John, I want to say that was
We'd
always
love to
kind of
have
a
you on
little
the
bullshit.
podcast.
Yeah, first of all, come on down. I'll talk to you in person, but that was always a little bullshit. I never bought that you were too good for guitar for a little while there. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah, he's
Shots
just like, oh,
fired.
I did all I could do with it or whatever, you know? Like
right.
yeah, he just broke the medium. Now he's doing like acid electronic or whatever. Yeah, it's that's harder to get into for me, but
It's so funny because for me, I think Frusciante is probably my favorite lead guitarist. I would say,
mm,
He's right
Dylan
up
and other
there.
people
nice.
but for lead guitar, Frusciante, and what I find so the reason I would say that is because he's so expressive in
Yes.
like a single note he can hit.
Mm.
Yes.
Some of these solos he's doing are like on whatever
Californication.
no what the hell is that song? Anyway,
It's too ambiguous.
Let us know
I'm
in the
not meeting the
comments. Let us
bone.
know in the comments,
it'll come back
listeners.
to me. I'm just totally blanking on the name. Anyway, just like a two-note solo, and it's just
Yes.
like we all know it, we all love it, and it's so funny to me that this guy needs all this electronica and stuff, and like the baggage of the. It's not about that stuff. It's just like being expressive on these two notes that you're doing. I don't know. It's a weird contrast for Shanti that he has that side of him that he
Yeah.
needs to geek out, I guess is kind of my point. It's kind of weird to me because
I
he's
like
such an artist.
my favorite solos of his probably is when he basically will come in after like a chorus and kind of play with the melody, but then like it then just like devolves into chaos. Yeah, he's good with that. I
It
like
was
that.
scar tissue, first of all. Scar tissue. That's what I
Okay.
was
Yes.
clearly singing a
Yeah.
second ago.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So like just like three notes, and it's like we all
Yeah.
know the jam. Anyway, stay away from the electronica, John, and come on the podcast.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
not to just be like, oh yeah, all I listen to. That's kind of like my go-to,
No, I
but
love this ode to the Chili Peppers. I could Chili Pepper out on you all day, but yeah.
uh just like some random bands that I've been listening to and enjoying. Like there's this I don't know what you call them, maybe like post-punk or something. This band called Yard Act. They're kind of fun. They're like based out of Leeds in
Okay.
England.
Yard acts.
Yeah, there's this song Trenchcoat Museum. It's super fun. Yeah, just like yeah, they've got fun songs.
Cool.
It's almost like they're kind of like cake-ish, like they're like Cake, the band,
Oh,
but with like a North England accent instead. So I don't know. It's
nice.
they're good. There's like this like I don't know, experimental like keyboardist, Robin Hatch. She's got this song 2600 that's just like etched into my brain. Just kind of like out there. And just kind of I think she's like touring with this band Trust right now, like another Canadian band. But yeah, some of her stuff like I just kind of get into, which is just like a deep cut. One other there's like an album Dream Baby by Golden Youth. They're like a kind of small Vancouver act.
Hmm.
They're kind of like pop rock, kind of like I don't know, maybe like what Bowie does, but just on their own humble level or whatever. And that's like a nice kind of feel good album for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. But like then I go back to my bread and butters. Out of what I've mentioned, and there's also MF Doom on the hip hop side. He's like probably my favorite like singer
Yeah.
artist. And
He's awesome.
I listen to the hell out of him. But yeah, what's going on. I don't know. I like went back, listened to some Beach Boys of
Wow.
late with Brian Wilson
So
tapping
good.
out. Yeah.
So good.
You know.
Huge influence on my childhood, Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. Just those harmonies are just etched into my brain forever. Is that a dog, Dave?
That is my dog. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, I didn't know you had one.
You didn't know I had a dog? Yeah.
The more you know,
Maple.
folks.
Maple.
So now we usually do a trivia of the week, but we haven't done it in a while. But I will pull this out because I heard it this weekend.
Are you gonna pose it?
Switching gears quickly, do you know where the term the Dodgers came from? Because they're in the World Series. Why not, right?
Uh,
Yeah, no, the Brooklyn Dodgers. Yeah,
You know, they
is,
were the Brooklyn. Yeah, they were the
Right.
Brooklyn Dodgers. I did not know this.
isn't
Yeah,
it like an
I know
English
that.
insult or something? Hey, you're a Dodger.
It is, well, there's the Artful Dodger from the Dickens novel, but no. Back in the day, a nickname for someone who lived in Brooklyn was a Dodger because they were constantly having to dodge streetcars. And that's where it came from.
You still got to from time to time, you know.
Still got to dodge a streetcar. Yep, watch out, folks.
Nice. That's at least moving to LA. There's plenty of cars out there to dodge. You know, it's not like the Lakers. There's no lakes in LA, so
That's so true. I've never been to LA.
drove through it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it there once you know the final tour of Denizen. You know,
Final tour, man.
20
We
years or something.
we have to do our
You know?
first tour. We have to do our first tour.
Hey, we've done regional tours of
We've
New
done
York City.
regional. That is true. We've done regional tours.
Yeah.
We've done regional tours. But speaking of New Hampshire, my fiance's aunt actually hosts a small music festival in her backyard in New Hampshire, and she's been doing it since 1994. And they got a stage and they got bands up there and everything. So would love to have Denizen go up and play and maybe have Big Dog sit in
That would be awesome. Yeah, I mean,
next summer.
as far as like, I've probably been to more Denizen shows than like sessions that I've played in. So, yeah, I love catching you guys. So that would be great. Yeah, yeah.
What do you find personally more obnoxious as a bass player? The expression "slappa de bass mon" or Megan Trainor?
I
Megan Trainor, of course, famous auteur of such fantastic earworms as "All About That Bass,"
okay.
talking about her ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know where she's from, by the way, Dave?
Yes, we did this already, but
Okay,
yes,
sorry.
you blew my mind, and I still can't believe it. But that was a question for Big Dog. What do you think, Big Dog?
Well, I like have no association between, but not with the song Megan Trainor and like the bass part of. So slapping the bass is yeah.
It's more annoying than Megan Trainor.
Yeah, no, but just she's easy to kind of phase out.
People do the phony Jamaican accent, and it's pretty annoying. I agree. Yeah,
and
they think they're being
like,
funny. And
slapping the bass is like aggressive. It's all about action, and that tries to just make it like it's like, oh, I'm slapping the bass or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
you gotta treat it like a lady.
I get angry sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you gotta.
I see how you treat your ladies, but anyway.
Because you know, some people they slap like and they do it real like dexterous and
Right.
like they have like the tuning, but like my Fender strings I probably haven't changed out in like over 15 years, and so I really like attack it.
I love that. You crushed that on some of the covers we would do. I remember you had some pretty good slap stuff going on.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Is that the bass that you were using in 2011?
It's a Fender Jazz 24 fret from like South Korea that I got for like a great deal. Definitely needs work. Yeah.
Nice.
With the 24 fret, it's so much fun. You can do stuff like you know, especially I can almost like mimic a guitar, especially if I'm laying down tracks. Yeah, it's fun.
Do you dabble upright ever?
I've never tried other than breaking into Sammy G's, our roommate back in college's room.
Yeah.
He had an electric upright. And,
Yes, he did.
I tried it a few times.
Ever any fretless?
No. Well, that upright bass was fretless.
Right.
That was,
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I must say the fretless bass is pretty rocking. I do.
Yeah.
Dave Brubeck. I don't know the name of the bass player in the Brubeck trio or whatever,
Hmm.
but
No,
he has
it was a quartet.
or quartet. Yes, you're right. See that then I definitely don't know. But whatever the hell, there's a song, there's a tune. They did some live album. There's this awesome tune called Benjamin, and it's just such awesome. You can tell that it's fretless in such a cool way, and the bass player is just ripping it up. It's so cool.
Eugene Wright is his name.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fact checked in real time. Yeah,
Boom.
that's some awesome bass right there.
Yeah,
They
I
were
think,
so
like,
there. Oh man.
Are you more? This is like a whirlwind because we're running out of time because on the Denizen Sucks podcast, we subscribe to the cheap Zoom. Do you have a preference for like melodic-y type bass lines or like aggressive, slappy, percussive? Is there a preference you have?
historically it was like melodic. I was such a shitty, like, that's why I was never born for a band, because I learned playing from Flea, and so it's like, yeah, like the guitarist, like, just lays
Right.
down the rhythm in the
Yeah.
background, right? It's like, no. But nowadays I'm much more interested in like an interesting repetitive kind of pulse, especially
Cool.
like
Yeah.
non 4/4 if it's doing something
Yeah.
weird like with the rhythm. Yeah, like I like to lay that down and then like some keys over top.
It was kind of a stupid question because they're both awesome, but I just wondered
Yeah,
sort of which.
there's been a progression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find I'm a little bit like I really have been respecting like Ron Blair from the Heartbreakers, Tom
Okay.
Petty and the Heartbreakers. I think like underrated bass, like super. If you think of like American Girl, that like the intro of American Girl is all bass. It's like
Mhm.
that line like no no no. Anyway, it's like why it's so cool. They put the melody right there in the bass. I think that's so awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just like what we gravitate toward in our later years. Um, Last question, last minute. Um, any
Favorite Denizen memory.
why not?
I mean, probably
He
your
blacked it
shows
all
in
out.
no, it was one of your shows in Manhattan.
Cool.
I like just like disco. I remember you guys ripping it up.
Oh, cool.
Was it like Dylan that you guys used to have on
Yeah,
keys?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and like you guys are just great. And the way that you went in between the solos together, I mean, I remember just really enjoying your shows. I used to, yeah, there's a period of time I would go to a bunch of them when I was still around, and because I was living in Brooklyn after Tokyo.
Right.
Yeah, like favorite memory. I mean, seriously, just like being up there in the crowd, like kind of number one fan, listening to you guys
Number one fan.
rip
There
it.
he is. I gotta cut you
Uh,
off because we're gonna get cut off, and I want to say goodbye and thank you, Big Dog. Big
that disco.
big help to us, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you,
Denizen
Big
Sucks
Dog.
podcast. We'll see you next time, folks.
Catch you guys in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Adios.